What's up, guys? Hockey TikToky is back again with another video. In today's episode, I'm actually joined by my lovely wife, Zara.
Hello.
And what we're going
Thanks for
to be...
having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for coming. What we're going to be doing is playoff predictions. So let's get right into it. The way it's going to work is we're going to look at every single playoff series, and we're just going to make a prediction. What do we think? You know, who's going to win? Maybe even how many games it's going to take, okay?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so the first series...
What does the winner get?
The winner?
Yeah, when we find out.
$100.
Okay.
Okay, so the first series...
No, I want something else. $100.
We'll reveal that at the end.
Okay.
Okay, so for the first series, it's Toronto Maple Leafs versus Ottawa Senators. Now, I'll tell you a little bit about these two teams. Toronto won their division for the first time in like 50 years or something crazy like that. They're both Atlantic Division teams, both from Ontario. Toronto has been snake bitten in the playoffs the past, 10 years
I'm
or so.
I'm gonna say Ottawa.
So you're going to Ottawa.
I have a gut feeling.
Now, one thing I should mention, they already played one game and Toronto is up 1-0.
Well, you should have mentioned that.
I'm telling you now.
I'm still saying Ottawa. The reason why, I just feel like Toronto is going to lose their lead.
Okay.
They're going to lose
They're going to choke.
They're going to choke.
Yeah.
They never made it this far. And you know what? They've been a sinking team.
So you're saying Ottawa? Okay,
Yes.
Let me write this down. So Zara she's predicting Ottawa. How many games?
How many games?
How many games is it going to take them to win the series? 4,
7.
5, 6, or 7? 7? Okay, perfect. And it couldn't be 4 because they already lost one game. So you're saying Ottawa in 7.
Yes.
I'm going to be a contrarian. I'm going to say Toronto in 7 as well. So,
do you have a reason?
I just think that Toronto has been there so many times. Every single year they choke in the playoffs, except this year they're finally coming in as the actual true favorite. They're playing the wild card team. They're not second or third in their division. They're leading the Atlantic. And Ottawa, this is their first time in the playoffs. They haven't been to the playoffs for like almost 7 years. So their young core, like Brady Tkachuk, Tim Stützle, all these guys, they have never even played a playoff game before. Meanwhile, Toronto's got guys like Tavares, they've got Marner, they've got Matthews.
Sometimes though, being so new and so excited, like lots of it is mental, So
I know, and that's why I think Ottawa will put up a good fight, and they'll make it scary on Toronto, even though Toronto already beat them in the first game. I think Ottawa's going to put a scare into them and win a few, maybe 2 or 3 games in a row, but it's going to come down to Game 7, and I think this is the year that Toronto finally gets out of round 1 and moves on to the second round of the playoffs. So now we're going to take a look at the next series. This is also an Eastern Conference matchup. Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers are...
Panthers.
Stanley Cup,
no, it's Panthers.
So you got Panthers over the Lightning. How many games?
5.
5 games. Yeah. Okay. Don't forget, Tampa Bay won the Cup just a few years ago. I think it was...
It is a very strong matchup.
Oh, yeah. Like both of these teams are contenders right here. Both are very strong teams. I'm also going to say Panthers, and I'm going to say Panthers in 6. Okay, so I'm writing this down. And we're in a few weeks, we'll check the results.
Oh my goodness.
You're going to be a guest again. And we're going to check to see who got more right. Okay?
It's going to be you guys.
Okay, now, next series is the Washington Capitals versus the Montreal Canadiens. Washington Capitals were the President's Trophy winners this year. They had the most points.
Montreal.
Well, actually, I don't know if maybe
Montreal
Winnipeg
Canadiens.
did, but either way, you're going Montreal?
Yes.
How many games?
I'm going 6.
So Zara's saying Montreal in 6. I'm gonna say the Caps. I'm gonna say Washington.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say Washington steamrolls them and wins in 4. Sweep. Very, very hot take right there.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Washington steamrolls Montreal. Montreal
I disagree.
had the least amount of points out of all the teams in the playoffs this year.
Yes, but they're a Canadian team.
So you're going for Montreal. Okay.
Yes.
Next series is the Carolina Hurricanes versus the New Jersey Devils. Now, they've already played one game.
I'm gonna go Hurricanes in 6.
Okay, and the Hurricanes are the favorite in this series. both teams kind of played lackluster down the stretch. Carolina already has a lead. They're already up 1-0.
I'm going Hurricanes in 6.
So you're saying Hurricanes in 6.
Yes.
I'm gonna say Hurricanes in 7.
Okay.
So we're agreeing that Carolina's going to take that series. Okay, so that's the East.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on to the West. The West. So the West, I think the first match we're going to look at is Winnipeg Jets versus St. Louis Blues. Winnipeg already won game 1, 5-3. So Winnipeg has the lead. We got the Jets versus the Blues. Number 1 team in the West versus the wild card team, St. Louis Blues. St. Louis went on a 12-game win streak near the end of the season to get themselves
But they
in the
were a
playoffs.
wild card?
They're the wild card. Winnipeg
so
Jets.
they did bad until...
Yeah,
didn't do well.
the Blues barely made the playoffs,
Okay.
but the Jets have been leading the division. They've been leading the league all year. The Jets have been a juggernaut type team. The Jets have been snake bitten in the playoffs, though. Like last season, don't forget Connor Hellebuck kind of had a meltdown against Colorado and did not look like a very good goalie despite being the best goalie in the league.
Okay, I'm going to go Jets in 6.
Jets in 6.
Yes.
I'm going to say Jets in 7.
Because, okay.
Okay, tell me.
It's kind of obvious. If the Jets are doing, you're saying
Jets were number 1 in the
they're
West.
number 1 in the West.
Yeah.
And then St. Louis was wild card.
Yeah.
They had a great momentum. 12 games.
I know, but then they kind of faltered after that 12-game win streak.
Oh, really?
They won 12 in a row, and then they think they lost 2 in a row,
Okay.
and then just barely straggled themselves in to get that final wildcard spot. In fact, Calgary almost passed them.
Wow.
So.
Okay. Yes.
So that one's
Jets in 6.
Jets in 6. Okay, next.
And you're Jets in 7?
I'm Jets in 7. I think St. Louis will make it tough on them. Jordan Binnington has been on fire ever since the Four Nations face-off, which is kind of ironic because, Jordan Binnington is Canadian.
Oh, wow.
But Connor Hellebuck is American.
But playing on opposite teams.
But yeah, Hellebuck is for Winnipeg. Binnington is for St. Louis. So the Canadian goaltender plays for an American team. The American goaltender plays for a Canadian team.
I kind of wish the NHL... Well, I mean, I guess they do the Olympics that way, so...
Yeah, the Olympics is all national. So next series is Colorado Avalanche versus Dallas Stars. Game 1 went the way of the Avalanche, 5-1. They really took it to them. Colorado has been a perennial cup favorite. Dallas as well has been a cup contender.
Okay, so they were a contender. They never got the cup.
They never got the cup, but Colorado...
And the perennial cup is what again?
Perennial just means like each year people consider them, like year after year after year. Yeah. Like perennial means like year after year after year,
I'm trying my best.
Yeah. So I'm saying that Colorado has been in contention for the Stanley Cup for many years in a row.
And if I beat you, with the lack of knowledge I have, I just want to say, like, I want more than $100. You actually should, like I need something big.
Okay.
I need it to be grand.
Grand, okay.
How can I beat you?
Well, and what if I win?
If you win, okay, fine. You can have the $100.
I get the $100? Okay, sure. So yeah, who do you got? Colorado, they've got Nathan McKinnon, they got Cale Makar.
I'm going to go Colorado.
You think Colorado? How many games?
I'm going to go 7.
Colorado in 7. Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah, because Dallas is a tough team.
Yeah.
Like Dallas, a lot of people consider them a cup contender as well, but they haven't made it to the finals since I think, I want to say 2022 or something like that. I think they lost to Tampa Bay. So anyways, I will predict Colorado in 5.
Okay. Colorado in 5.
Yeah, Colorado in 5. Next up, we've got what is the next series? Oh, the Vegas Golden Knights versus the Minnesota Wild. Vegas was the leading.
Vegas 5.
Vegas in 5?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Vegas.
Sometimes I just know, guys. It's just that womanly intuition. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. VGK in 5. And they're currently leading the game. Like, we're live right now.
Okay.
And it's 2-1 for Vegas in game 1 of the series. So
what are you going?
By the time you guys are watching this, maybe something has changed. I don't know. But I'm also going to say Vegas. And I'm going to say Vegas in 6.
Next time we do this, I'm going to write our answers on separate pages because I feel like you're copying my wisdom. You know what I mean? Because look at this. Look at this, guys. Zara, Flames. Or what is that? What was that? Florida?
Ottawa. Oh, the top one? We picked opposite teams.
FLA. What's that?
That's Florida.
Florida. I said Florida. He says Florida. Just changes by one game. Like, okay.
Okay.
Another time, I said, what is that car? Carolina. And then he just says Carolina and changes it by one game. Like, yeah. You go first. You say first. I'll have it in my head.
Okay, right. You have it in your head. You know.
Okay.
The final series that we're looking at is the LA Kings versus the Edmonton Oilers. I'm saying
they played a game yet?
They have not played a game yet.
I know exactly what I'm saying. Mm-hmm.
I'm saying LA Kings in 6. That's right, guys.
Edmonton in 5.
Ooh.
Oh, would you look at that?
Edmonton.
He can't steal my answer, y'all.
I'm just kidding. All right, guys. So there's the final results. We've got our predictions in for the playoffs.
Put your prediction in the comments if you disagree, if you agree with us, if you think he's copying my answer.
I would never do such a thing, Zara. I would never. These are my predictions. Okay. This was my idea.
I hope so. I hope so.
Okay. Well, we'll see who wins because in a couple of weeks.
When do we find out the result?
When the first round of the playoffs is over. So we'll revisit this. We're going to check. I'm going to keep this. This is on the back of my lawnmower manual.
You can know when we post the final results, see who was right, which was me.
We'll see.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.